Seneca, the philosopher's journey from power to tragic wisdom. Chapter 1. Early life and education. Welcome to our journey through the life of Lucius Annaeus Seneca, one of Rome's greatest philosophers and statesmen. In this first chapter, we explore his early life and education, setting the stage for his remarkable contributions to Stoicism and Roman politics. Seneca was born around 4 BC in Corduba, a prosperous city in the Roman province of Hispania. His family was wealthy and of equestrian rank, which afforded him a privileged upbringing and access to the best education of his time. Seneca's father, Seneca the Elder, was a renowned rhetorician, while his mother, Helvia, was known for her wisdom and virtue. From a young age, Seneca was immersed in an environment that valued intellectual pursuits and moral integrity. Seneca's early education was rigorous. He was trained in rhetoric, the art of persuasive speaking, which was essential for any public career in Rome. Additionally, he was introduced to philosophy, particularly the teachings of the Stoics, which would profoundly shape his later life and writings. In his early 20s, Seneca moved to Rome, the heart of the Roman Empire, to further his education and seek greater opportunities. Rome was a vibrant center of learning and culture, offering Seneca access to the most esteemed philosophers and scholars of his time. In Rome, Seneca studied under the guidance of various Stoic philosophers, including Attalus and Sotion. These mentors introduced him to the core principles of Stoicism: virtue, reason, and the importance of living in harmony with nature. Seneca embraced these teachings, which would later become central themes in his own philosophical works. Despite the challenges of adapting to life in the bustling metropolis of Rome, Seneca's intellectual abilities soon gained recognition. His talent for oratory and his deep philosophical insights positioned him as a rising star in Roman society. Seneca's early years in Rome were marked by intense study and the cultivation of influential connections. His exposure to the Stoic philosophy during this formative period laid the groundwork for his future roles as both a philosopher and a statesman. In this chapter, we've seen the beginnings of Seneca's journey, from his privileged upbringing in Corduba to his rigorous education in Rome. Join us in the next chapter as we explore his rise to prominence in Roman politics and his growing influence as a Stoic philosopher. Chapter 2. Rise to Prominence. In this chapter, we delve into Seneca's rise to prominence, his influential political career, and his critical role as a tutor and advisor to Emperor Nero. Seneca's intellectual prowess and eloquence soon propelled him into the political arena. His talent for rhetoric and deep philosophical insights made him a respected figure in the Roman Senate. Seneca quickly gained a reputation as a brilliant orator and a shrewd statesman. His political acumen did not go unnoticed. Seneca was appointed as an advisor to the young Emperor Nero in 49 AD. This position marked a turning point in his career, as he now held significant influence over the future ruler of the Roman Empire. As Nero's tutor, Seneca was tasked with educating and guiding the future emperor. He sought to instill in Nero the principles of Stoic philosophy, emphasizing reason, virtue, and self-control. Seneca hoped to mold Nero into a wise and just ruler. During the early years of Nero's reign, Seneca's influence was evident. He played a crucial role in crafting policies and offering counsel on governance. Under Seneca's guidance, Nero's administration initially pursued more moderate and sensible policies, promoting justice and stability. Seneca's wisdom and diplomatic skills were instrumental in managing the complex dynamics of the imperial court. He acted as a mediator, balancing the interests of various factions and helping to maintain political stability during the early years of Nero's rule. Despite his political responsibilities, Seneca continued to write extensively. His works from this period reflect his attempts to reconcile his Stoic ideals with the demands of political life. His letters and essays offer profound insights into the challenges of maintaining integrity and virtue in the face of power and ambition. Seneca's role as Nero's advisor was a double-edged sword. While he exerted considerable influence and sought to steer Nero towards virtuous leadership, The volatile nature of imperial politics often put him in precarious positions. His relationship with Nero was complex, marked by both collaboration and tension. In this chapter, we've seen how Seneca's rise to prominence as a statesman and advisor shaped his legacy. His efforts to guide Nero and influence Roman policies were driven by his Stoic beliefs, but they also exposed him to the harsh realities of power. Join us in the next chapter as we explore the challenges and conflicts that defined Seneca's later years in the imperial court. Chapter 3: Philosophical Works and Stoic Teachings. In this chapter, we explore Seneca's prolific contributions to philosophy through his essays, letters, and tragedies, highlighting his Stoic teachings on virtue, reason, and self-control. Seneca's legacy as a philosopher is immortalized in his extensive body of work. His writings, including essays, letters, and tragedies, offer profound insights into human nature and the Stoic way of life. These works have influenced generations of thinkers and remain relevant today. Seneca's essays, such as On the Shortness of Life, On Anger, and On the Happy Life, delve into the core principles of Stoicism. He emphasized living in accordance with nature, cultivating inner tranquility, and focusing on what is within our control. Among his most cherished works are the Letters to Lucilius. These letters provide practical advice on how to live a virtuous life, address ethical dilemmas, and encourage resilience in the face of adversity. Through these letters, Seneca speaks directly to us, offering timeless wisdom. Seneca was also a playwright, and his tragedies, such as Phaedra, Thyestes, and Medea, explore the darker aspects of human nature and the consequences of unchecked emotions. These plays reflect his Stoic belief in the importance of mastering one's passions and maintaining rational control. Central to Seneca's teachings is the concept of virtue as the highest good. He believed that true happiness comes from living a life of moral integrity, guided by reason and self-discipline. He taught that external circumstances should not dictate our inner peace. Seneca's teachings are encapsulated in his famous quotes. "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity," he advised, highlighting the importance of readiness and foresight. "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body," he observed, encouraging resilience through challenges. Seneca's emphasis on ethics and resilience is a cornerstone of his philosophy. He argued that by embracing adversity and practicing self-control, we can develop inner strength and maintain equanimity amidst life's trials. Seneca's writings continue to resonate with modern audiences. His insights into human nature, ethical living, and the pursuit of wisdom offer valuable guidance for those seeking to navigate the complexities of contemporary life. In this chapter, we've explored the profound philosophical contributions of Seneca. His essays, letters, and tragedies provide a rich tapestry of Stoic wisdom, emphasizing virtue, reason, and resilience. Join us in the next chapter as we delve into the challenges and controversies that marked Seneca's later years. Chapter 4: Exile and Return. In this chapter, we explore a turbulent period marked by his exile to Corsica, his unexpected return to favor, and his continued dedication to philosophical pursuits. In 41 AD, Seneca faced a dramatic turn of events. He was accused of involvement in a conspiracy against Emperor Claudius, a charge that many believed was politically motivated. Despite his protests of innocence, Seneca was exiled to the remote island of Corsica. Exile was a severe punishment, isolating Seneca from the political and intellectual life of Rome. On the rugged island of Corsica, he faced the challenge of maintaining his philosophical pursuits while coping with isolation and adversity. During his 8 years in exile, Seneca remained productive. He wrote extensively, reflecting on the nature of hardship and the value of inner resilience. His works from this period, such as Consolation to Helvia, addressed themes of loss, endurance, and the pursuit of virtue despite external circumstances. In 49 AD, Seneca's fortunes changed dramatically. He was unexpectedly recalled to Rome, thanks in part to the influence of Agrippina the Younger, the ambitious mother of Nero. Agrippina sought Seneca's guidance and saw him as a valuable ally in securing her son's future. Seneca's return to Rome marked a significant reversal of fortune. He was appointed as Nero's tutor and advisor, a position that brought him back into the heart of Roman political life. This new role allowed him to wield considerable influence over the young emperor. As Nero's mentor, Seneca sought to impart Stoic principles and encourage the young emperor to rule with wisdom and justice. He aimed to shape Nero into a philosopher king, guided by reason and virtue. His teachings during this period were pivotal in Nero's early reign. Despite his political responsibilities, Seneca continued to write and teach. His philosophical works, such as On Mercy and On Benefits, addressed the complexities of power and the moral responsibilities of rulers. He emphasized the importance of compassion, generosity, and ethical governance. Seneca's influence extended beyond the imperial court. He attracted a circle of students and followers, sharing his insights on Stoicism and the practical application of philosophical principles in everyday life. His teachings during this period contributed to his enduring legacy as a philosopher. Seneca's exile and return to Rome highlight his resilience and adaptability. Despite the challenges he faced, he remained steadfast in his commitment to philosophy and the pursuit of wisdom. His experiences during this turbulent period deepened his understanding of human nature and the value of inner strength. In this chapter, we've seen how Seneca navigated the trials of exile and the complexities of his return to political life. His dedication to philosophical inquiry and his influence on Nero's early reign exemplify his resilience and wisdom. Join us in the next chapter as we explore the challenges and controversies that defined Seneca's later years. Chapter 5. Moral Dilemmas and Challenges. In this chapter, we delve into the moral dilemmas and challenges Seneca faced during Nero's increasingly tyrannical rule, his involvement in political intrigues, and his ultimate decision to retire from public life. Seneca's role as Nero's advisor became increasingly fraught with difficulty as the young emperor's behavior grew more erratic and despotic. The philosopher found himself caught in a web of moral dilemmas, struggling to reconcile his Stoic principles with the harsh realities of Nero's excesses. Despite his best efforts to guide Nero towards moderation and virtue, Seneca often found his advice ignored or twisted. The emperor's descent into tyranny placed Seneca in a precarious position, where his influence waned and his counsel fell on deaf ears. As Nero's rule became more oppressive, Seneca became entangled in the dangerous politics of the imperial court. He was implicated in various plots and intrigues, navigating a treacherous landscape where loyalty was fickle and trust was a rare commodity. Faced with these challenges, Seneca grappled with profound ethical questions. He questioned his complicity in Nero's reign of terror and the extent to which he could continue serving an emperor whose actions were increasingly at odds with his own moral convictions. In 62 AD, Seneca made the difficult decision to retire from public life. He sought to distance himself from the corruption and violence of Nero's court, choosing instead to devote his remaining years to philosophical study and writing. This decision was not without risk, as withdrawing from the emperor's inner circle could be seen as an act of defiance. In his retirement, Seneca returned to the core tenets of Stoic philosophy. He focused on introspection and the pursuit of wisdom, writing some of his most profound works. His essays and letters from this period reflect a deepening of his philosophical insights and a reaffirmation of his commitment to living a virtuous life. Seneca's reflections during this time produced some of his most enduring quotes. "He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive," he wrote, emphasizing the Stoic ideal of courage and the importance of facing life's challenges without fear. Despite his withdrawal from public life, Seneca continued to mentor and inspire others. His teachings on ethics, resilience, and the pursuit of virtue resonated with his followers, cementing his legacy as a philosopher who lived his principles even in the face of adversity. In this chapter, we've explored the moral dilemmas and challenges that defined Seneca's later years. His struggles with Nero's tyranny, his involvement in political intrigues, and his ultimate decision to retire from public life underscores his commitment to Stoic philosophy. Join us in the final chapter as we reflect on Seneca's lasting legacy and his profound impact on later generations. Chapter 6: Legacy and Passing. In this chapter, we reflect on Seneca's enduring legacy as a philosopher, playwright, and statesman, his tragic death by suicide, and his profound influence on later Stoic thinkers and writers. Seneca's contributions to philosophy, literature, and politics have left an indelible mark on history. As a philosopher, he articulated the principles of Stoicism with clarity and depth, offering guidance on how to live a virtuous and resilient life. His essays and letters continue to inspire readers with their practical wisdom and ethical insights. As a playwright, Seneca's tragedies explored the darker aspects of human nature and the consequences of unchecked emotions. Works like Phaedra, Thyestes, and Medea remain influential in the canon of classical literature, reflecting his profound understanding of human psychology and morality. Despite his complex and often fraught relationship with political power, Seneca's role as a statesman and advisor to Nero shaped the early years of the emperor's reign. His efforts to guide Nero towards moderation and virtue, though ultimately unsuccessful, underscore his commitment to ethical leadership. Seneca's life came to a tragic end in 65 AD when he was implicated in a conspiracy against Nero. Ordered to commit suicide by the emperor, Seneca met his death with the stoic calm and dignity that he had long preached. His final moments, marked by composure and philosophical reflection, serve as a testament to his lifelong commitment to Stoicism. Facing his final moments, Seneca remained resolute, offering words of comfort and wisdom to those around him. His death, though a consequence of political intrigue, epitomized the Stoic ideal of facing adversity with grace and equanimity. Seneca's influence did not end with his death. His writings have continued to resonate through the centuries, shaping the thoughts of countless philosophers, writers, and leaders. His teachings on ethics, resilience, and the nature of happiness have found a lasting place in the philosophical traditions of both the East and West. Seneca's wisdom lives on in his timeless quotes. "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage," he observed, reminding us of the strength required to face life's challenges. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters, he taught, emphasizing the quality of life over its length. Seneca's legacy as a Stoic philosopher has profoundly influenced later thinkers, from early Christian writers who admired his moral rigor to Renaissance humanists who celebrated his intellectual achievements. His works continue to be studied and revered, offering timeless insights into the human condition. In this final chapter, we have reflected on Seneca's enduring legacy as a philosopher, playwright, and statesman. His life, marked by profound wisdom and ethical commitment, remains a beacon of Stoic philosophy. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the remarkable life of Seneca. May his teachings continue to inspire and guide us.